Hi, this is Florian. We are in Paris with this nice gentleman, Tom Marshall, aka Marsh. How are you, man?
Yeah, doing really good. Got in about 5 o'clock today from London. I was in London yesterday. Yeah, feeling good. Good to be here.
On fait l'interview en français, c'est bon pour toi?
No French. I learnt a little bit at school, but it came down to the only phrase I could use was to annoy people on the Xbox when I was playing against French people. And I would say, j'ai joué avec ta mère dans la chambre, which in French is bad French, but you get the gist. Probably I'm saying I like to play with your mum in the bedroom.
What a nice one.
Wow, this interview has started off in an interesting direction.
Perfect. So let's talk in English for this one. Is it your first time you came in France for a gig?
Yes, I've been to France a few times on like vacations with my family. This is my first time playing a show in France. It's been really hard to get booked for like this sort of sound in France. Like, I mean, Europe's harder than the States at the moment for like melodic progressive house music, but Paris has been like the hardest nut to crack, really. So really excited to do this.
How do you see the image of electronic music in France? Why do you say it's hard?
Well, it's just there's not really been anyone. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of people that are throwing parties here that are playing our sort of music, like this sort of sound. So there's just not been any bookings really coming in for me, but for a lot of the other guys on Anjunadeep that are like my colleagues. And but then, you know, I see other DJs here, to be fair. I mean, but maybe it's building up. Maybe it's up and coming.
How can we make it building up and interest people in France to this music?
I think just like tonight, the show that we're doing on the river in the boat. You know, it's starting with, it's a 300 capacity show, starting small, having something that sells out, that's a really good atmosphere. It's exciting to be there, maybe then growing it little by little, moving to a bit of a bigger space and building a community of fans of that style of music. And obviously just sharing our music with like friends and family is massive. So do that as well.
So you are here about your endless album tour, just after Lailonie, who has been a huge success with really well criticism. How do you think? How do you work on this album?
I started Endless at the start of last year. So I was writing it in 2022 mostly. I sort of entered the year with Blue, one of the tracks on the album. That was already finished, and I'd played it like in my Printwork set that I did at the end of 2021. My goal was to have a new album ready that I could release at the end of 2023. At the end of 2022. Obviously it came out at the start of 2023, but I was touring every weekend, just as I am at the moment, really. And I was coming home. We were living in San Francisco, my wife and I was writing all week long and touring at the weekend, coming back, writing all week long, touring, coming back. It was a bit unhealthy, to be honest. I wasn't really resting, and I think I couldn't do, so that's not a sustainable thing. I couldn't do that forever. Yeah, I was working from long days, 8 till 8 in the studio, and then touring's just, hardcore on its own. But I was just trying to write track by track, just having it like flowing in the studio, having fun with it, writing stuff I was enjoying and feeling and excited to test it out at the weekends. And then stuff just sort of shaped up, and I had maybe 18 records, and I was able to sort of pick the ones that most felt like the album. And yeah.
It made me thinking about something that a few months ago we have a little chat with Joris Vroon on ADE, and he was talking about a subject that business life versus artist life. So how do you balance your artist life with this business part?
I know it's so difficult because if you're not careful, the sort of the writing music part can become work and not fun. And when it's not fun, I think it's harder to write really good, genuine music. So it's I'm still figuring it out. I think part of it's like when I'm writing is to just go with the flow, and some days that means nothing really comes, and sometimes that means I'm up till late at night trying to finish something, but I'm loving it. I'm having fun and I'm enjoying it, and I try and still treat that as the hobby part of the job. And then there is obviously a load of admin and thinking about strategy and like what label and what next and what show to say yes to and what to post on Instagram, and all of it. It's just a huge machine of things to do always. A real challenge is switching off at the end of that, like spending time with my wife and going out for a walk or something, and my head is still just lost in a loop that's going around from the music I've been writing, or just everything. I'm like, I can't switch off, so it's frustrating. But I don't know, I think that's just what we all struggle with, and I try and take a day off in the week to rest and to recuperate, but it's a challenge. If you find any good answers, I'm all ears to find out how other people are doing it. But it's tough.
Do you think it's too much sometimes, that it needs to be more soft?
I think I'd say I probably reached limits last year with because I wasn't taking any day off in the week, and it was hard to have like isolate time for my wife and I to just be normal together, and also friendships was hard enough to isolate time with Maddie, so let alone other friends that I haven't spoke to this guy for a while, and how are you doing, and it was just so much happening. So I definitely think I reached a limit of what I can do on my own. I've since got a team around me. I've just signed my first management. I've just entered into my first management deal, which has been amazing and has been helpful. But it's helping balance the workload, but presenting a whole nother workload. So yeah, it's all good stuff though, I guess. Yeah.
On a more happy note, I know you are a lot influenced by drum and bass and trance music. We hear this a lot in your music, but have you ever considered to go even further in this creation?
Maybe with not really is the easy answer. I do love drum and bass, and I love old trance music. Trance music's always influencing the stuff I'm writing. Drum and bass can do, and especially breaks from jungle breaks and things. Not yet, but maybe one day I'll try and writing some drum and bass or some proper trance. I feel like trance could be I'm hoping that 138, 140, the fast trance is sort of, people, I have to be careful what I say, because people are trance has always been alive, and I'm not saying trance has ever died, but there was a certain style of trance in the early 2000s that I grew up with that I haven't heard as much in the last 20 years. And so it'd be exciting to hear some of those classic trance sounds come back in.
Is doing trance nowadays is a little bit bad for a global exposure on electronic music?
Well, it could be a really good time to be doing it. If other big established DJs start committing to make that sound again, it could be now is the time to making it, because these phases come really quick, and suddenly everyone is there. Right now I say it's the afterlife thing is the really cool thing, and something is going to come after, and it always keeps evolving and changing, and trance could be the next phase, and it looks like it might. I'm kind of hoping it is. And if it is, then do I want to try and go more trancey to try and I don't know, captivate that movement? I don't know.
Let's see in the future.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Yeah, it's very excited for this show later. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So let's go in there.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go.
So